Well, greetings again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the exceptional Trent Zuberi.
Hello, everybody.
And you're finally returning with a commentary between just the two of us to cover the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. So, guys, if you got your own copy of the whole film, you can go ahead and sync up to the timestamp of 0, get your subtitles turned on. We'll get going with the countdown, so hopefully you enjoy it. So, in 3, 2, 1, play.
An original, classic, New Line home video release.
Because the film was produced independently, New Line just picked up the distribution rights and stuff like that. Yeah, they didn't produce it themselves. It was.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, because it was.
Who did it though?
Well, there's a couple of different companies. One of them was Golden Harvest from Hong Kong, which did like Bruce Lee movies, Jackie Chan movies in the 70s and 80s.
Interesting.
They put money into the whole thing, and they got some other investors stateside for it after the fact. I
mean, it starts off great. I mean, you're already, like, you get that New York feel right away, right? And I remember, though, as a kid, watching this, and, obviously it had more of a link to the comic books, because it had that darker tone, but they obviously adjusted for the fact that kids who are cartoon fans are going to watch this too,
right?
So you had that synergy between the two sides,
right? Because the director on this, Steve Barron, he did music videos. He did Billie Jean. He did the Aha music video, "Take on Me."
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and "Money for Nothing" Dire Straits. So like
classic
three
videos.
of the biggest early music videos. So the guy had a track record. He came into this whole thing.
It's fantastic.
And some people are saying like the tone, the look you're going for, they're kind of put off by it. But after you saw Batman in '89, it's like, yeah, this is going to hit. This is going to work.
It there were a couple of things, with this movie like that. As a kid, it confused you because you never knew Tatsu was,
Yeah, it was,
things like that. You were just like, what is this? But you quickly kind of forgot about it as soon as you got into the movie. But I'll never forget the first time. And anybody out there who's listening to this, the first time a hint of this came out, the teaser trailer. Do you remember where they released it? Do you have any idea? The teaser trailer for this movie was put on the back of the VHS
for the animated miniseries they put out.
The Burger King 2-episode releases that you could buy for like $3 with a value meal, and they were hidden because, and you're talking VHS. The only reason I found it at the time was that I was watching the cartoon, the VCR just kept playing, and I was playing in the room. And all of a sudden, this commercial pops up. I go, what the hell is this? I must have watched it 100 times that night because I couldn't believe what I was seeing, that the Turtles have come to life, right?
Yeah.
And it was like such a huge deal that... And there's the Burger King plug-in right there.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, well.
So there's your Whopper and everything right there. But it's like, it was mind-blowing when this happened. Like, because it wasn't even finished at the time, because if you watch that trailer, the voices are different. Some of the cuts are different.
Shredder's voice is completely different.
Yeah, it was Raphael's voice is different. They were. It was an unfinished version of that of the teaser.
And there's some cut footage in it as well.
I love this. I do love that they kept the original with the yellow, the April O'Neil yellow raincoat. Classic.
Yeah.
And this is Paige Turco, right? She's
who?
Paige Turco, isn't that the actress on the?
No, Judith Hoag.
That's Judith Hoag. Paige Turco's in part 2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like her a lot better in the role.
I like her a lot too, yes.
Yeah.
I like Judith Hoag a lot better. What did she end up doing after this?
Someone mentioned something, Christ, it's some network show.
Yeah, I was confused. Yeah, remember, Paige Turco's part 2, Judith Hoag part 1. This is great. See, it's dark. I mean, you're watching the cartoon from '87 on, and you see this, and it's dark, man. It's got that. It's gritty,
right?
And I was 10, not even 10 years old. But when that Psy hits that light, I'm in the theater, and I lost my shit. And I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it looks like she was on like HBO's Big Love, Nashville, a couple things here and there.
Okay, she's great. I think I think in this role she's fantastic.
Yeah.
But man, when this little tease, you see the eyes. I mean, consider the fact, right? You're an '80s kid. You're watching the cartoon from when you were 6 years old, like my age, like when I watched, And that first appearance of a real-life Raphael shows those eyes, and you lose it. And you're like, I couldn't believe what was happening. and then when he talked, what I thought was funny was, here, hold on, you're going to get this. Oh, man. And then, like, this is the best coming up here in a second. I love it. Damn! It's just like, it's like, you're like... Damn's not a swear word, but in some cases it's a swear word. But it's edgier. Not as a kid, you're like, I never heard the turtles say "damn." My dad says "damn," not the turtles. It was just, I can't. If anybody who's listening to this grew up and watched this in the theater, like, don't understand the feeling of having this movie come to life was one of the most incredible things you could experience as a child. Yeah, that's so lost today.
Because I don't recall if I actually saw it in the theater. We had it recorded off of like HBO, and I remember mostly seeing it off of that. I don't know for certain I saw this in the theater. The only one I have a memory of seeing in the theater was the third one, which is the worst of the bunch. One, yeah. But this scene here, I mean, they're like alive, and you're like, you can't believe it.
This
is all Jim Henson creature shot work, and they were. After yourself, like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and everything, they were absolutely the best.
But just seeing them come to life was just another level for me, man. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing,
Oh, God.
And I'm just like, I remember in the theater, we sat and watched 2 showings of it.
Man.
And we just sat there my sister and I, for 2 showings, just did it. I'm like, unbelievable. Geez. Like, I couldn't get enough.
See, the friend I went to see the third film with, we tried getting tickets to that concert tour they did.
Yeah, I went to that too.
Out of their shells.
Coming out of their shells, yeah.
We never got the tickets. We never went to see it, but that shows how big this property was.
I even had that on VHS. I have the CD of that. Man. You name it, I had all of it. And the appearance of Splinter, it's another whole other case coming up.
Yeah.
And they did a fantastic job, And I believe Splinter is being done by, what's his name? Kevin, he was a lot of Sesame Street stuff, too. Oh, my God, I can't remember his name now. But he's the angry Raphael. It's just the attitude.
Kevin Clash.
Who I think got canceled recently for something too.
No.
He got part of that cancel culture. I don't know why. I can't remember, but I think he did Splinter. I love that they did keep to an extent. They kept what you were used to in the cartoon. Raphael being kind of the edgier one, Leonardo being the leader. Donatello not so much.
He's a little bit more. He's a little too close to Michelangelo. Yes. He's a little too much like Stoner Bros.
Right, exactly. Because you're used to him being the nerd. He was the geek, right?
Yeah.
And he's not the geek at all. Yeah, he's literally like, he's counterparting to Michelangelo. Stoner Bros, like you said.
Yeah.
And the clock's ticking, dude.
You remember when that was a thing? Like 30 minutes or less, you get your pizza free.
Well, they stopped doing it because all their drivers started getting into car accidents. That was the whole thing.
Holy Christ!
Because they're trying to rush to get your thing, and then they end up getting into car accidents, one dying, and they're like, "We should maybe cut that 30 minutes or less thing out."
I don't think as a family we ever did delivery. We always just did the pickups.
The pickup.
So.
It's convenience. Yeah. Especially now in the world we live in today.
I mean, back then we typically ordered from like the more. Like local restaurant stuff instead of the chains.
It's a total Stoner Bro moment here.
Oh, yeah.
This is great. The lair. I mean, they did such a great job with the lair, too, Like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was... It's just so well done, man. They made Leo more of a nerd in this than anything.
Oh, yeah.
He was more of a geek.
Yeah. I mean, they don't forget that they're still teenagers.
I was going to say, that's one thing we never talk about.
They don't forget about they're still trying. They're still not fully matured.
Right, like they're still kids.
They all do kind of go through at least different degrees of arcs in the whole film to get to the end point where they kind of more come into their own.
Now, Corey Feldman is Donatello's voice, right? And then I know the guys who appear, who are in the costumes themselves,
they have cameos.
They all appear as cameos.
Yeah,
like I believe Michelangelo's is the pizza guy we're about to see.
Yeah, I think so.
That's him. The guy in the back of the cab at one point coming up. That's Raphael, I believe.
I think so.
Like, I forgot who all leads into what, but they all have a cameo.
Well, one of them is one guy in the Foot Clan that slaps April later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's still under a mask. So he doesn't really get he doesn't get anything for it.
No, not at all. 122 and an eighth. I'll never forget that.
How'd you like to deliver to this fucking shit ass part of town?
Yeah, seriously.
It's like, fuck all. Looks like a demilitarized zone.
Well, that's one of the things they showed in New York. It was always like dumpy
trash
and
everywhere, and
like that was always the stereotype. But he's another tie-in.
Domino's got
a huge tie-in with them,
which is odd because I guess when it came to the video, there was a Pizza Hut promotion,
exactly,
and then Pizza Hut got it for the sequel.
Right, they got it for the sequel. It was weird that they switched alliances from Domino's to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, whoever's going to pay the money up.
But I don't recall Domino's running
much of a promotional thing.
It wasn't much of it was
something.
Because Pizza Hut actually had like a tie-in with like some kind of merchandise or something you were getting.
Yeah, there was something.
Because Pizza Hut also, if you remember, in '88, Pizza Hut had the Back to the Future 2 tie-in also. You can get the glasses. They all had special edition glasses they were selling at Pizza Hut. So they were always known to be like for all like the ones that appeal to kids. Because remember, Pizza Hut at the time was go out with the family. It was like a dining restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
61st Street, Upper West Side. There we go. I always love the bad guy music, and this is always...
Yeah. This score is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so honest. Like the actual score didn't get released until like 2 years ago.
I heard of it. Yeah. Like it was very late to come out.
The CD sold out really quickly, and they didn't repress it. But a friend of mine sent me a copy.
There's a vinyl also for it. That is out.
Yeah, that's still lurking around because vinyl's a hot shit.
Elias Koteas here.
Oh,
it's Casey Jones. Great casting job. I think
I am within 2 degrees separation of him.
Relation?
No, just because like the Kevin Bacon type of thing.
Yeah. What are the links?
Well, because my friend Chris Agos, he had a recurring role in Chicago PD, and Elias was a regular cast member on there. He shared scenes with them.
No kidding.
He offered to try to get an autograph for me one time, but it didn't pan out.
They film here a lot, though, too.
Man, I love Elias. He's
fantastic.
Prophecy, Fallen. He's always great.
Casey Jones, man.
I like that he's kind of a badass, but he's also kind of a doofus in a certain way.
Yeah.
He's a little meathead.
It's one of the best lines of the movie.
Jose Canseco back.
Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
Oh.
This is great.
These two have wonderful chemistry. Which is strange to say.
But Elias was like, how old was he here? Maybe
probably 30s.
30 tops? He was a young guy here.
Yeah.
Whoa, whiffer. Or loving these certain lines that stand out to me. Just like, whoa, whiffer. This is great. It's just like there's little goofiness, there's edginess, there's darkness. It's really a good movie, man. In that sense, it's something for everybody. Cricket. I love this dialogue too. Crumpet is to play cricket. Like it's so good. Like what I loved about this was, if you're a parent taking your kid to watch this, you could even enjoy this.
You could.
It's not totally a kid's movie too. There's a little bit of there's some one-liners, some smart-assery. There's even sexual tension later on.
Oh yeah.
There's a little bit of everything. They made him look great, like Casey Jones.
Oh,
he looked just
perfect.
like him.
The mask and everything.
That's the Raphael guy.
Yeah.
Yep. You go to LaGuardia, right? Just love that.
Just New York. Whatever.
Whatever.
It's not the strangest thing you've seen today.
That's like a normal thing. Guy in a turtle suit or a turtle running around. But yeah, it's just a great like this. I mean, we're within what the first 10 minutes of the movie right here. 15 minutes, and you've got all the turtles. You got the Foot Clan. You got April. You got Splinter. You got Casey Jones.
Even articulating the damn tail on him, man. It's great. It's great work.
You got a lot in 15 minutes already. You basically set up. You got Danny stealing the wall in the beginning. You don't really know who he is at that point. You're kind of like, what the hell is that? You got the Shredder hand, which you do see.
Yeah.
So you know
Great reveal later on.
As a kid, right off the bat, you're like, okay, Shredder's in this.
Yeah.
You know. It's really well done in that sense. I love the like this moment of Raphael is one of my favorites because they show that he's still innocent.
Yeah.
Underneath the anger,
the level of expression you get out of this.
When he turned his head right down, I always remember that head turn because he's still like this like broken innocent kid underneath it all, right? And I always felt that even as a kid, I'm like, man, he's not as bad as he thinks he is. You know, he's a nice guy because he is a good guy. Like Raphael character's a good guy underneath. And that was always the thing as a kid. There was always one you related to. Every one of your friends was like, well, I like so-and-so more. I like this guy more. You always relate to one of them.
Yeah.
And I loved Raphael because I was always in that mode. It always felt... I connected with that. Like,
there's a certain frustration, angst of sorts.
But you're innocent underneath it. You have this like innocence, but you get frustrated, you get angry, you let it out in spurts, but you're not a bad guy. Just misunderstood. I hated Danny. Absolutely.
This red-headed punk.
This little bastard. I don't like Charles either.
He's a little stiff.
He's kind of twerpy. I'd be like, I'd ignore you too, you fucking annoying son of a bitch. Now, how old is Danny supposed to be here? 14?
Yeah, roughly, I'd imagine.
Well, he's not driving.
I'm sure he's old, probably at least 8. Actor's probably at least 18, I'd imagine.
Whatever happened to this actor, though? I never really paid attention to whatever happened to him, but I'll be IMDbing it at some point. Yeah, it's interesting. I love Judith Hoag. I think she's gorgeous. She has a great style.
She feels very real.
Yeah.
I just like that.
Chief Stearns. He always reminded me of Captain Mauser from Police
Academy.
Yeah,
he looks just like him.
In English, perhaps. When he goes off on her is great after this. I love like the detail, the broken TV that's barely getting a reception.
Yeah. The wires hanging out at the top and everything.
Yeah. I'm in love.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Reminds me of what's his name?
Dr. Claw.
Dr. Claw. Yeah, same idea. And here you got your Shredder profile shot. I do recall when they do show, and I'll talk about when we get to it, because for the most part they've been shooting him basically chest up, man.
Yeah.
But when they do the body shot later on, he's a real skinny. He's kind of a skinny, small dude.
Yeah, he's that bulky dude.
They should have gone with a bigger guy, I think. Look at that! Like this little tie-in is interesting. This is great. I like how she's just confident. She's a tough chick. Yeah. That's great. You got something else? That's little. A new record. I remember they were selling that New York Post copy as a replica collector piece. It's worse.
They don't get much of a shot of it.
No, but they were selling it. I mean, everything you can merchandise in this movie was being sold at some point. They put everything out, man. There was nothing held back.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody listening can put themselves in perspective of 1990, 91, nothing was held back when this came out.
I mean, they even put out like fresher action figures that had more of a rubber skin to them and everything instead of plastic.
Those were neat. Yeah. You had the cartoon based ones.
Yeah.
And then you had the rubber skin.
More texture.
Those were. And I remember the regular ones were $5 at the time. Toys R Us. This is almost funny because he opens her hand and she's like, "What do you got?"
Yeah.
He just slaps her.
It was a 5 fingers stick to the face.
That's basically what it was. But $5 for the original, but the cartoon based one, which was extremely cheap given the time.
Yeah.
And then when the more realistic ones came out, they were like maybe double or $12.
10, 12, yeah.
Which is considered super expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Now they sell these goddamn figures for $40. That's ridiculous.
Oh, God, yeah. They're like 12-inch
it's nuts.
collectibles or something.
City Hall stop. Now I find it hard to believe that the City Hall train stop had nobody else on it other than April in the middle of the day.
In the middle of the day, yeah.
April and Neil and a bunch of guys in pajamas and nobody somehow can see. You got the one guy who decides to be a hero. Ninja sense going on. Set design was great too.
Oh yeah, I mean, they filmed it all in North Carolina, which I think still has a lot of tax breaks for film productions.
Really, all North Carolina for
the
really. It looks like there's some actual city shots here though.
Yeah, they probably did some stock footage or maybe some just pickups over in Manhattan or something.
Yeah. That was a TV news report.
Just lighting up the room.
Big pop from the kids in the crowd on that one. Can we keep her? That was good.
Love her reaction.
Oh, her reaction is great. Her wake up is fantastic. I mean, anybody would.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah, that was my. Oh my god, I'm dead. That rat. So you get your origin. Within the first half hour, you're in because you're about to get the origin story now. I love her talking to herself right here.
Yeah,
it talks. then the line that was made. The line that was there for the parents. Here it comes right here. And here he goes. Well, I drew my hair forward. Like the side.
Oh boy!
All right,
it's going to be a little work. It's going to take a lot extra work.
The expressions are great, though. Yeah. I mean, look at the eyes, the mouth.
Oh yeah!
Oh, it's just so well done. I heard the costuming was incredible. They had to. It was hours to put these on.
Oh yeah!
Sync up everything. That was most of the work. Was syncing all that stuff up. And these guys' movements within the costumes is no easy task.
I always found it kind of interesting that the origin's slightly different from the cartoon where Hamato Yoshi becomes Splinter.
Right. That's
Splinter is separate from him.
Yeah. See that was always, as a kid who grew up on the cartoons, it always threw you off. It's like I thought he was Hamato Yoshi, or Yoshi. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
This part's the turtles and the radioactive is fine, but him with Hamato Yoshi, that was all weird to me. It was that part never made sense.
Yeah.
They could have very well done it the other way.
Yeah. But it was always kind of interesting that apparently their origin is kind of almost a parody in a certain way of how Daredevil gets his powers. Because remember, Daredevil gets the radioactive stuff in his eyes and everything. Mm-hmm. And apparently in the comics, they kind of show almost like the next step past that, where like the toxic waste falls into the sewer and breaks them. Because they were kind of, Eastman and Lear were kind of doing it almost like maybe a parody, kind of a riff, or some kind of satire or whatnot on a couple other different things going on in the 80s with certain comics and everything. And it was a lot closer to what the film is. It was a little bit more violent in the original comics, in the black and white comics. But this is closer to the tone that they had there instead of the cartoon.
I went back and got some of the original comics, and it is dark, man. There's a whole different darkness to the original comics.
They actually kill people in that, right?
Yeah, there's killing. I think there's even sex. Like they explore a couple different things in the original comics. But you could see why they had to lighten it up for the sake of a cartoon. If they're going to make it a cartoon, no way you can keep that kind of level.
No.
Classic Hollywood set-looking design here. I mean,
like a back lot of some sort.
It's definitely that back lot.
Sped up footage.
Yeah.
Apparently, in some of the action sequences, since the suits were kind of they were just heavy, so they're a little bit more cumbersome. Apparently, they would kind of shoot some of them with slightly. It should be like 22 frames a second. Then it would kind of speed up the actions when they printed 24 frames per second, just to give a little bit of an illusion there.
A little smoother.
Yeah, just to make sure it wasn't quite as lumbering or something.
Yeah.
So it was subtle enough that when we get to the action sequences, you don't really pick it up as well.
Raphael, kind of the frustrated one.
Yeah. She is hot, man.
She's I was about to say, she's a freaking hottie, man.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely like sexed her up from the cartoon.
Yeah. But I like the fact that she just looks natural. They didn't glam her up in a certain way.
Not at all. I like the somewhat insinuation. They're like pizza drunk here.
It's all that sauce and cheese, man. Yeah, it really does its number on you sometimes. Yeah.
That weird like moment after, I was like, what the fuck was that?
What fever dream am I in the middle of?
Oh, man. It's weird because in a sense, like, Raphael kind of comes off as, I want to say a leader, but he comes off as like the
aggressor.
The aggressor, yeah. Which he is.
Yeah.
Leonardo basically is just the level-headed one, which is why he's always considered a leader, right? Like, he's level-headed in decision-making, but Raphael's more...
But it's Raph the one who starts screaming here.
Yeah. Like, he's the one...
breaking down.
He's the one who kind of takes action.
Yeah. He's more incensed by it.
Yeah. That was a famous, like, still that was sold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like a movie magazine.
Yeah.
With all the stills and such.
Danny Pennington. What a bastard. I do like that camera shot, that kind of round.
Yeah, it's really nice. I was going to say, it's a really nice movement. They had that little like barometer thing with the three different things.
Classic.
We had that. We had the same thing.
I think like everybody's
parents. It was hanging in our upstairs hallway for ages.
I think everybody's parents had it and no one ever used it for anything.
I'd always walk out the door and it's like, I gotta fix the little knob on this thing to align with the other one. Humidity changes, stuff like that. What the heck's going on?
Notice one thing she's got in the back there, the singing Elvis.
Elvis porcelain thing.
Do you know what TV show featured that singing Elvis porcelain statue?
Oh, just tell me.
It's the episode of Saved by the Bell, all circle around that.
Okay.
Screech's mom has that, and they break it.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
They accidentally break it, and they have to replace it with a new one. That's the same one. I never noticed that before. That's fantastic. Great little catch there. I've never seen it. Like, he's like way too involved in her life. Like, for a boss.
Just barges in and stuff like that. It's like why are you involving her in all this?
Like, it's almost like he has like a weird like crush on her, that he's like so involved in her life.
Yeah. She got a filthy ass tub there.
The whole place is a dump.
Yeah. It's like she's got a lot of square footage, but it's not a really nice apartment.
No, total dump. Fuck out of my house. He's so annoying.
At least this feels very genuine.
It does.
In a way. It's like, when you get in trouble as a kid and your parents is asking you, well, why you do this? Like, I don't know. I just did it, or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
In Bleecker Street, that was a nice New York insert.
Yep. This was a very interesting...
we wanted to hang out here.
Yeah, oh yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, when I saw this, you're seeing the video games, the skateboarding, pool. I mean, it's your classic, like...
Yeah.
Just indulgent thing, like, for kids. Narc.
Oh, Narc, man, that was big.
One of my favorite games of all time. Like, it just... Look at... I mean, it's wild. This almost looks like a scene in Narc, if you think about it. You know, like one of the levels you got to go through in Narc to find the guy.
You know who that guy is with the chains?
No, who is that?
That's Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Where do I know Sam Rockwell?
Like 3 Billboards out of Ebbing, Missouri. He was in the first Charlie's Angels movie. He's just all kinds of stuff. He's been Oscar nominated. And
really?
Stuff.
That's him?
Yeah.
I always love the line. You got any cigarettes? Regular menthol. I remember not even knowing what that meant as a kid. Like, menthol? What the hell is that?
Yeah, he was in Green Mile with Galaxy Quest.
Oh, wow. And he's got one line in the movie. That's it.
No, he comes. Does
he come back?
Yeah, he's got a couple scenes.
I forget that he comes back.
Yeah, Matchstick Men, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Oh, wow.
All over the place. He's wonderful.
See, Tatsu's
a fucking hard ass.
He is a hard ass. It was one of those things where we didn't know him. You know, who is he?
Yeah. This whole bit.
Like we had no idea like what this guy was.
Yeah.
Because the thing was, we went into the movie expecting Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Something.
And then even in part 2 where it's Toka and Razor, why wasn't that Bebop and Rocksteady?
Why'd you do that?
Why wouldn't you just make them Bebop and Rocksteady? And it's like you never got those two in the movie.
No,
and they were such main villains of the show.
Yeah. And strangely enough, when they finally did them in the newer films,
did they do it in the newer films?
One of them was Seamus.
Really?
Right. Because Seamus,
I could see
he ended up having the mohawk for a couple of years, and that's why he went on the film and did that.
That's what it was? I could see that.
Yeah.
So here's Shredder. As long as he's got the cape on, they make him look pretty big.
Yeah.
But man, later on, when that cape comes out, he's a skinny little dude, and I'm like, that totally takes away from him.
Especially in the second film, where the helmet gets 10-50% larger, just it's a little disproportionate.
Yeah.
They got just about right in terms of the proportion.
Yeah.
It's still a little much, but...
I heard this actor's lines were all overdubbed, right?
Yeah.
Like he is a Japanese actor who.
Well, because like we were saying in the original trailer, that I don't know if they just had some random guy just dub a couple things, or they used the actual production audio. I don't know. familiar of anything else the guy did.
Yeah, I think I looked him up once. I think his name was James something. I might be wrong here.
James Saito.
James Saito, yeah, that's right. The reveal of the shoulder blades.
He's still a good-looking guy today.
Yeah.
Looks all right. Let's see if there's anything else.
Rolling out the carpet, man. This speech is pretty dope.
He's got like a mountain of different credits here. Life of Pi, Thomas Crown Affair, who was in Home Alone 3.
Was he?
I guess he had probably some role in Die Hard with a Vengeance. And
I'll tell you what.
Devil's Advocate.
This moment here, because he cuts a speech after he gives this guy the thing, it reminds me a lot of Cyrus and the Warriors, in a sense.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, like, it's got that, like, holding court.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The voice was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great, like...
There was a cut sequence. I don't know if it was supposed to be in this thing where there's a whole thing where Shredder kind of kneels down and then fights off, does this sort of like sparring thing where he fights off a bunch of other Foot Clan guys without even getting up on his feet.
Right.
It's kind of a rare... I might have seen a bit of footage from it, I don't know.
Might have been on that original trailer or something. I don't know.
Something.
I remember seeing that too, though. You're right. Todos. Danny, you little piece of shit. Hate you so much.
Always wearing a Sid Vicious t-shirt.
Always.
Too.
Eyewitness News. Now, she's Channel 6 in the cartoon. Remember that?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's like 2 inches from the damn screen.
I'm in love. It's cool. Like, they're really... I mean, like I said, you're getting a lot. What time-wise, what are we at?
37?
I mean, under an hour, and you're it's such a thick of it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Took about 10 seconds to dial him up and complain.
Yep.
Kind of an odd type of thing. It's like, okay, so the cops are leaning into you to report the news they want you to report. That's a little...
Well, it's interesting. It's kind of what the big debate nowadays is, right?
Right.
The dictation of the media.
Yeah.
That's funny. Level-headed Leonardo. Yeah, you're at the total stoner bros, man. Like they did not.
They're up for the munchies.
They did not go anywhere near the Donatello we were sold.
Yeah. In the second film, they go back on it because he's working the computers and everything when they're researching stuff about the ooze. I
think that's a big thing. On the second one, they really were like, man, we got to play to the kids now who are watching the cartoon.
Yeah. I mean, this is, in a way, very emblematic of New Line Cinema because Steve and I have done all these, like, Nightmare on Elm Street films and stuff like that, where they turn everything around in 51 weeks after the last film.
Yeah.
They did the exact same thing with this.
Really? Is that what it was?
51 weeks later, Ninja Turtles 2 was in the theaters.
50? Not even a year?
51 weeks.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But yeah, now you mentioned it, you're right. It was pretty back in the day.
It just...
There he is.
Yeah.
Got the little Gatorade tie-in also. Elias.
I mean, Casey's such a great part of this whole film that...
He's like great.
They don't bring him back for the second film, bring him back in the third, and they basically do nothing with him. It was such a wasted opportunity to do more with him. Of course, I'll think, okay, well, they recast April in the second film, so you wouldn't have the same chemistry again, so, as we get into later.
I love when he's like, ninja kick the damn rabbit. That's why Leonardo's he's a little timid at times, too. He comes off a little like...
Yeah. Doesn't want to step on people's toes in any way.
He's a little soft,
Yeah.
But it's funny, man. Growing up, there was always every one of your friends related to one of the others.
I mean, Leo's kind of in the ways he knows it. He feels like if he pushes too hard, everyone is like someone like Raph or something like that. They're going to push away or something like that. So he's trying to adopt some of the splinter mentality, but he's just a little. He doesn't have the confidence for it yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the quiet how these guys can flip and flop all over the place with these fairly heavy rubber shoes. I mean, when they were doing the martial arts stuff, they had lighter shoes because they didn't have all the mechanisms inside.
Right.
But still,
it's not easy.
I mean, like on the first Batman, Michael Keaton's suit weighed like 50 fucking pounds.
That's crazy, man. It was a giant.
They kept able to lighten it, getting it lighter on each successive film, but it's still very cumbersome to flop around in.
Same with like the RoboCop. We talked about that in the past too.
It's very nice. I like this whole sequence, just how everything's cross-cut together, because the director didn't get all the way through post-production, because I guess he was kind of cutting things a little bit more like a music video. Mm-hmm. It wasn't all coming together as like a full cohesive film. It was kind of like, okay, I'm going to edit this thing kind of fast and snappy, then I'm going to edit this thing a little bit differently and edit that thing. So he left the film, and they got a different editor, a different composer on, everything like that, to kind of refashion it to make it feel more like a narrative feature.
Interesting. This is a hell of a fight scene here, though. Like, there's a lot going on here, man. And it was always a thing in the game and the cartoon, like the Foot Clan was always outnumbering them.
Oh yeah.
This was in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
This was a big moment.
Yeah. But of course, like in UK, they've banned nunchucks for like ever now.
Really?
So, because I guess when they had like Bruce Lee films, stuff like that, kids were actually makeshifting their own nunchucks and hurting themselves.
I did it myself. I begged my dad to get it.
So they banned them. So when this film was released in the UK, they had to use alternate footage and not feature any of the nunchucks.
So this scene's cut out in the UK?
Yeah, they had alternate footage and spliced around certain things, so you don't see any of it.
That's the weirdest thing ever. Because this is one of the big pops of the movie. Is this?
Yeah.
Where they're battling back and forth.
Yeah, so apparently the German version's kind of strangely put together because they put in like cartoon sound effects.
Really?
To make it seem more goofy in a certain way. It's like really weird shit.
I'm really curious about the what they put instead of the nunchuck. Like, what do they put in that scene? I'd love to know.
And I think it was UK where it's not Ninja Turtles, it's Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
What? It's the first.
All these countries have these weird little quirks about, like, okay, we don't want ninjas because they have something here and there.
Oh, come on.
And when they were released in Japan, they kind of removed a lot of the stuff about Foot Clan being from old Japan stuff. All very sensitive type of things to get the thing released in places.
Yes. Bicentos. I never knew what he actually said there.
Everyone does love Vanna.
Yeah.
Bob Uecker loved Vanna.
Bobby sure did. Who didn't love Vanna?
For 2 manias in a row.
Axes. It's just, what a crazy thing to put in. Like, there's still some ha-has here. That's the best part.
Well, the whole...
Yeah, like
all the little...
fixing his hair or his bald head.
Characteristic trait stuff like that. Lots of personality. They
Lots of personality, yeah.
They put into it.
No, I'm telling you, you really, like... I look now as a grown man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I took my kid to see this, I'd totally be entertained because it has, like, that smart-assery humor that adults get, you know? Whatever happened to him, Tatsu? It's a great fight scene, man.
Yeah.
I love that. I love, like, the dog pile on him afterwards, too. This was great. Another little ha-ha. Because you had to have it. You had to lighten it up in moments.
You got to have the humor.
One of my favorite moments is when he just starts clobbering him.
You have to write a little bit of line. Yeah. The entire idea is rather ridiculous.
Yeah. It is.
Which always kind of cycles in my head like, how do I resolve this in my head that this makes the idea of Ninja Turtles makes sense? But
see, this is great.
So, they take it seriously with the characters, but know when to poke fun at the concept without being like fourth wall breaking type of self-parody.
This is a great little reveal here. Like I love
the babe.
I love the needle, the record scratch when they're like, what? He's a good little hand there too.
Yeah.
Jumping in for that fourth man. Screwed everything up. That's it. Casey Jones, man, total badass.
Oh,
the movie goes fast because you think about it.
It's so lean.
Yeah, because you're about to go right to that farmhouse scene after this, and then after that, you're towards your end. Then I mean, once they get the reveal, like you're at the end at that point. And
I mean, when I think about this film, I don't tend to think of it as a 90-minute film, but it is.
It is a 90-minute film, but it feels more like an hour, honestly.
Yeah.
But you're going to Act 2 in just a little bit here, essentially, which is the farmhouse, right? And Act 3 is the finish, but I feel like 2 and 3 just flow quick.
Mm.
Yeah, I love how the cord's on fire too.
Yeah,
as this is happening, that's the best part. Not just regular vanish, it's a ninja vanish.
He's got he says 4 words the whole movie. What
attack, ninja vanish, and then it's a bunch of grunts. I do love this. If you've noticed, you can see the building burning in the reflection.
It's fabulous.
It's all Danny's fault as he watches on. Hate him. See, he's like right here. I hate this. He's a total skinny dude.
Yeah.
Like you should have got a more jacked guy here, or at least leave the cape on. The cape builds him up a little bit. Oh
yeah.
So much animosity here.
Mm.
You die.
Disappointment.
Yeah.
Failure.
You let me down.
Now he's gonna fuck some dudes up.
Oh man, this is great.
I don't want this dude with me angry around me.
Yeah, this is great.
So the Cobra Kai rejects.
Basically.
The guy with the bandana on, the 80s hair.
No, there's one. Okay, it's an interesting implication here. Check this out. I want to ask, after this happens, I want to ask you what you think.
Sure.
But here, you're going to get a Shinsho here. I feel like right there he checks his pulse. And are they implying that he killed him?
I'm guessing so.
Because, like, I always thought that. Oh, Shinjo coughs and groans, or maybe something like that. But the weird thing was the guy checks his pulse, right? And he gives, like, there's a 1 second pulse check. Yeah. And the guy's literally out, and there's, like, this concern. I'm like, did he kill him? Is he dead?
I mean, he takes the thing off, and his eyes are just...
He's gone.
Look dead, yeah. Doesn't blink or move or anything.
Maybe
they did something... Maybe they added the grunts and posts that kind of alleviated a little bit.
I think that's what they did. I really that's what they did. That Shinjo grunts and groans. I think they're implying that he died. He killed him.
Yeah.
That's the frustration level that you're at. I hate him so much. I hate him so much, Danny. Like, he never got his comeuppance. Like, he never got anything done to him.
They're trying to do the redemption thing, and he comes around at the end of the whole thing, but let me see if I can find what this kid's been up to.
Yeah, what has he been up to? I hope he never worked a day in his life after this.
He's got no Wikipedia list, and that's not going to help.
His face bothers me ever since 1990. He reminds me of that, just a twerp.
Ginger twerp.
So now they're at the farmhouse. This is officially basically Act 2 at this point. And you're at what timestamp? We're at 51 minutes here. So this is you're a little longer than you would be at a normal Act 2. But see, think about
it. Steve and I always go into like the mathematics of like you set up your first act, your second act, your turning point.
Yeah.
Turning point happens roughly about the midpoint of the film, and that's where we've just gone past. So
now here's a little more adult theme. The sexual innuendo with these two starts like crazy. She's got a braless T-shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're an adolescent, you're seeing that. Yeah. You're all over.
I mean,
April O'Neil here.
She's sizzling to me.
She's hot, man.
She's got the energy for. She doesn't just look good. She's got the energy and the fire for it.
But these two's chemistry is fantastic.
Oh, well, that's why I was saying it's like okay, they changed the casting for April in the second one. So if they brought back Casey, would him and the new actress still work off as well? I can't say for certain, but
I don't know.
The lady to get in the second and third film, she plays it much, much differently.
Way differently. She's not as sassy. She's more like the cartoon. She's softer, a little innocent, kind of like head in the clouds a little bit, but somewhat aggressive. This one's sassy. She's very New York.
Mm-hmm.
They should have brought her back. I wonder why I remember reading why they didn't, though.
I think there was... Okay, the kid who plays Danny has like 3 acting credits all day long, so there's not much there.
Good.
I'll look up some trivia on the second film here.
His character made me hate the real life person or something. I remember this is kind of a real slowdown moment of the movie because you had to. I mean, in retrospect, I still don't like it, to be honest. I think it slows the movie down, the whole farmhouse sequence.
Okay.
Because you were getting an action-packed movie.
This one, when they're trying to reflect on the characters, give them some development, and
I just don't think you needed it. I think you didn't need... This was a lot of filler in this moment, and I just felt like you didn't need to go here for as long as you did.
Maybe not.
Because
they did cut some stuff out of this whole sequence. There's a lot more that they had.
Really?
I think with Raph and such.
I know.
I think it was Michalak was supposed to show a little bit more, just being more angry.
Mm-hmm.
But I found for the second film that apparently Judith Hoag spoke out about some mistreatment about stunt doubles and stuff like that from the first film, and they didn't call her back in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it says didn't call her back into reprise role of April after the director wasn't happy when she defended the way they mistreated the stunt doubles and their unfair schedule changes.
No kidding. I didn't know that. I must have heard something else.
It doesn't sound familiar. I thought there was something else going on there.
I know that the purpose of all this was the redemption between these two. Raph and Leo was the idea. That it was like for them to...
They've been butting heads so much and seeing eye to eye.
I know that was the big part of it, but it was like, I mean, I'm going to time this whole farmhouse sequence. I'm going to see how long it ends up going. Cause I always, to this day, I remember 30 years now, that it was always like, I felt this one went long. And it was a lot of flash, takes here and there, reflection points from her drawing to like what she's talking about. Casey is, what a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Toots.
Oh, toots.
Oh, I love this one. Oh, babe. Sweet cakes.
Sweet cakes.
Princess.
Oh, boy. I love the look on her face.
This is great, too, when he sits back on the bench. Snip the wire. What a great moment.
Just like they play him enough of a meathead.
Yeah. It's great. This scene's awesome. This is my sister's favorite scene of the movie. to this day. To get some food ready. It's like she loves the bring him food. It's the redemption of the relationship here.
Oh, there you go.
I love the belly laugh right there. This was a still that they sold too. I have this. I remember ordering that from a catalog or something, and I have a black and white studio print of that, the field sequence. I got a lot of stuff, man, in storage.
Because that's actually Michalak, but they put Raph's voice over it.
Yeah.
So I think that was supposed to be spliced up a little differently.
Here's another thing that they used to sell too, and back in those days. Do you remember the sticker books?
Oh yeah.
With the sticker packs, and you'd end up getting doubles, and you do what you can with them. But the sticker books were a classic. Then you'd be missing that one, and you keep buying packs and try to get that one. I had the one for this movie, and I was just buying sticker pack after sticker pack. God, what a game! What a racket too.
Yeah.
This reflection point's cool too, with the fighting style. See, like that, and that's where the twist happens, right?
Yeah.
It's not Hamato Yoshi, right? It's like because Splinter was evolved from an actual rat, and not Hamato Yoshi. He didn't have the direct connection.
Yeah.
So that could be why they went with the alternate take here, alternate story where he saw the fighting style was familiar, and not necessarily that Splinter was Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah.
Because he's like, wait a minute, that style, something seems familiar. I always love that too, right there.
Yeah.
Chopping carrots with this fucking katana blade. I mean, look at April here, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm talking like it's out there, man. Yeah. It's all out there.
Yeah.
She's a man. You watch Nas and know like she's a hottie, man. That's it. He got her.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I never picked up on it. That he's like actually sore from fighting, and he's giving her a massage. Turtle wax. That was a big joke in the cartoon. Always like, oh, I just waxed my shell. It was always like their shell gets scuffed, and they get into a fight. It's like, I just had that thing waxed. Meditation. God, 30 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long since this movie came out. But I think back, and I'm like, You just remember the insane fandom. Every kid wanted the costumes. You know, I went as a turtle for I don't know how many. That's another still that was sold. Oh yeah, this still was sold for sure. But like every kid wanted the costume. You know, you had the eye wraps and the bandanas. And
my mom made me one.
Yeah, my mom made one too.
I think it was. She made me the purple one.
Just so classic. My mom made one. That's like, man. Shout out to moms.
Well,
like, you know, it wasn't as easy to go on Amazon back then and order.
Yeah.
You had to
or
make
sometimes you want to go out and buy the thing, and it's just like a lot more expensive than you think. So they just kind of makeshift something. Like my mom made me one the Karate Kid bandana.
That's awesome. My mom made me a Batman costume, and she actually made the logo and cut it.
Because I think my mom bought me a Batman costume, but the mask didn't fit, so she made her own version of it.
Got a little weird, a little sci-fi right here, but then again, we're talking about living turtles.
It's going a little mystical on us. Which, I mean,
it's a little.
I mean, this just speaks so well of what Henson brought to the table. This feels right in line with like Dark Crystal and everything like that. That same the sensibility.
The hologram here kind of feels very Obi-Wan-ish in a way, you know, and a little Star Warsy here with the hologram style meditation apparition. I'm telling you, man, it's a deeper move than people think it is.
Yeah, it's like you can take it. You can be earnest with the material and really craft characters that have a depth, they have heartwarming qualities, and they have a certain arc to go through. You don't have to make it silly bombast type of stuff. You can bring it back to a core, and as long as you, so much like Richard Donner with Superman type of thing, is like if you bring the audience in and you treat it with a respect, you have a certain honesty about how you're adapting it, you can have the audience believe in it as well.
Yeah. That's true. Oh, I never noticed that. Like the actual tears on the face too. I never caught that. Like there's a lot of emotion there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is where we start to leave the farmhouse any minute now.
It's only roughly about a 10-minute section of the film.
Yeah. It feels longer though. But yeah, you're right. It's about a little over 10 minutes right now. Oh, they fixed the swing though. That's a great shot.
Yeah, that's the shot.
What a cool shot though, huh? Because they're cool. Like they're cool looking though. Like actually, they're all jacked and like just totally shredded, you know, muscle wise. Like it's a cool shot, and the cool music kicks in here.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you just how much this entire score just stuck with me so much over the years.
I have the CD soundtrack of the actual song, like the the vocal song, but the score is great. So so Farmhouse lasted 12 minutes. Feels longer for some reason. This is great.
Oh boy.
First the part of the time right now. I'm saying they imply they were in upstate New York. Or something. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Leonardo's ready to stab him. Fuck, just stab a guy right there.
Just bob him.
He's just ready to take him out. What a line! Your father's gonna have kittens. There we go. Well, like, that's a pretty spacious sewer they got there, you know? That's a great... He calls him a claustrophobic. Threatens a bunch and goes, I never even looked at a guy before. That's great. That's fantastic. See, again, that's the adult kid. A 10-year-old's not picking up on that.
No.
The parent is picking up on that. God, that's funny, man.
I just like so much how he's the character they poke at here and there.
I never picked up on that line, though. What a great line. From what I understand, they ended up... okay, I'm trying to remember correctly, and if anybody listening who knows the act in the comments, they'll listen to the comments, but those prints, I ended up getting discovered later on with all the movies, memorabilia and shit.
Okay.
And they made photo prints off them, but the actual, what you're seeing in the movie, went for like an insane amount of money later on. They ended up doing reprints of them for like these collector reprint books. But the actual ones from the movie, like the sketches that were done from like the comic book artist, ended up going for like some crazy amount of money.
Oh.
Which understandably too. That's pretty sweet. And they were like, apparently they had the weathering to prove it, like they were real.
Oh yeah.
They were from the studio. But there was like a whole... I think a lot of the stuff ended up in the Henson warehouse is what it was.
Okay.
You know, the costumes.
It would make sense.
The props, yeah. Like that print, and there was like some, I think maybe even for the 25th anniversary is when it all ended up like getting brought out again. A lot of the stuff. I'd like to look back into that because that's a neat little thing to. I'm wondering now what else got taken out of that. I hate him. I still hate him. Even though he's trying to turn a corner here, I hate him. Deceptive. Also, what is this? He gets to sleep on their bed and they're sleeping on the floor? Who the hell is he to sleep on the bed?
This? Yeah.
What do you get the bed? This is cool. Yeah, I do like this. This is a kind of a forgotten sequence, though. I shouldn't say forgotten sequence. It's one that you tend to kind of not remember that Casey does follow him. Because Casey ends up rescuing Splinter, obviously. But Casey ends up following him to this. And kind of blowing the lid off of this part of things.
Yeah.
Just abandoned, like, clubhouse. So that's Cityscape. So that's North Carolina they're showing?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I don't know if this exterior might have been shot in...
I'm guessing some shots had to be
New York
locational.
someplace.
Slow night at the warehouse. Nothing too crazy going on. A couple of kids playing games. Nothing too crazy. Nobody skateboarding tonight. Slow night. It's a weeknight.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell is this? Man. I mean, he's been chained up for like a
Days.
week.
Yeah.
You're going on a week here.
Yeah. He ain't feeling his arms no more, I'll tell you that much.
Jeez.
Christ.
Man, Splinter with the guilt trips.
Yeah.
Well, here's your background.
Yeah.
See, and this I remember being so confused. I'm like, wait, he's not Hamato Yoshi?
Yeah. I like so much how they do that, the dim the light type of thing.
I always love that.
They must have shot this in like 16 millimeter because it always looked really rough.
It always looks very rough. Even this remastered version that we're watching here.
Well, this is probably a real old scan. I was thinking this whole time they really need to do like a 4K on this.
But this flashback and the turtle flashback are done really
rough.
Like I don't know if they did it on purpose to show like it's a flashback, so it's old footage in a way. But like it's almost like way too rough, to even be like on purpose. And I'm like, who shot these sequences? You and your pet rat come to America. mean, it's, they're showing a full-on stabbing right there.
Oh, still great animatronic there.
Yeah, it is. And the lights up.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
nice.
That's sweet.
Really
huh?
nice.
I like that.
Nice subtle effect.
This is interesting. Where he's like, when he asks who happened to Rokosage, he's like, I don't know, but you're wearing his symbol on your brow, and it's like, oh shit. You're starting to tie it in, right?
Yeah.
So look at the product placements: Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Burger King earlier, Domino's Pizza, Quaker Oats earlier, Crate, JVC, Bazooka Gum.
Yeah, they had a Pepsi like cooler or something like that, a vending machine out on
now some of the boxes I think are just happenstance, right? I think they're just they won't go in that far with the logo placements, but the obvious ones are like the soft drinks, the food. Oh
yeah, that's an insult right there.
God
damn.
Yeah, they never sold a Shredder outfit. Like a Shredder costume. I guess none of the kids wanted to be Shredder.
Huh? Probably look real fucking dumpy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Flop.
Can you imagine? It's
a plastic fucking shit all over, flopping all over the place. It'd fall apart in a day.
A lot of guys go as Darth Vader for Halloween. Nobody goes as Shredder.
Vader's a little sleeker.
Yeah.
This thing, you got prongs and blades and all this other stuff. There's a little too much going on.
A lot going on
for that to work.
There's a lot going on. You're right. Skinny guy. He's a bit of a tall guy, though.
Yeah.
Looks at least tall in front of Tatsu. He's like, who the fuck is Splinter? Oh man.
Yeah, this music cue always stuck with me.
I was laughing at the guy who slid into the big
grate.
And I'm like, everybody else is going down the manhole. You don't have to slide in.
Go head first into the son of a bitch.
You don't have to do it that way. There's enough room to go down the manhole. Which is great.
We've been waiting for you.
Awesome. I like the detail of
a lot of them.
That it was steam, and you can see the turtles. They have the steam on
little
the moisture on their brows and stuff too. All right.
You're like, whoa, okay, let's get on with that.
Well, he's like, well, what the hell? He just hung out with a bunch of turtles. Clearly, this isn't going to shock you. Give him a bite to eat or something, man.
Well, cheese or something, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh.
A couple of good big fight sequences in this movie, man.
Really shoot them extremely well.
Almost like kung fu movie style in a sense, you know. They got a lot of action going on.
And they keep the shots nice and wide. You can follow the geography of what's going on. Some films with martial arts, they don't frame things quite wide enough to keep track of what's going on. There,
yeah.
Primacy.
Just takes a nice
right in the fucking face. Oh, some bitch.
It takes a beating in this.
Oh, yeah. I like that he's just a wise ass.
You getting his ass handed to him.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oof.
Ouch.
That's a pretty stiff shot. Oh, man. Well, he's a sports guy.
Got to keep the gimmick going.
Oh, there's your boy there, yeah.
Oof.
He's just he goes soaring. I like that. That was a good line, too. The skateboards. The skate on the video game. I'm sure you play the video game. The skateboards levels are always the best.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd be skating through the sewer like they're doing right there and knocking the guys out. It was awesome.
They had so many good Turtles video games, man.
I mean, honestly, all of them were really, really good, man. From, like, the Super Nintendo's
the era. Arcade stuff. Yeah.
The Nintendo one was, like, a really difficult game.
Yeah, a nice side-scroller.
Yeah, but it was fun to play, though. I loved playing it. It was just a very hard
tough,
game.
Yeah.
People, like, I don't think, the running joke is, like, nobody ever passed that game. We're family. Uh-oh. Like Splinter's like nod of disapproval.
Yeah.
Just like, get out of here. Reflection. He's like, whatever, I'm out of here. That's it. Here we go. Now we're getting. This is it. We're final act now.
Now they're crawling right out like fucking roaches.
Classic cartoon line. Too derivative. Too cliche. This got very cartoony here.
Yeah.
Awesome, cowabunga, you know. It's like,
I like at the end that they made cowabunga the kind of punchline to it.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice.
That was the tie-in to the cartoon. You had to go that route.
Here we go.
And I remember in the trailer, the original trailer.
That was the beat.
That was the last moment of the trailer, and it was a whole different voice. I think so. Different voice. Deep voice. I love being a turtle. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, they're shooting. Like I said, they're shooting it wide enough that you're seeing all four guys in action here. Yeah, pretty cool. It's like the video game, man. There's a lot going on. I gotta give it to the guys in the costume. They're extremely athletic here.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot.
The flips and the kip-ups and everything.
Yeah.
Damn. Uh-oh. End of level boss.
Yeah, it really has that feel to it. That dun-dun-dun.
Well, it sounds like Terminator type of beat there when Arnold was on the screen. You had that kind of that kind of metallic.
Everything goes silent. Yeah. The Shredder. I love almost like they're almost like laughing at the name, like the Shredder.
Little
like that's cheesy. I like that they almost call it out by just showing how cheesy it actually is.
Yeah, just like, really, pal?
Like that's the best you got, the Shredder.
The Shredder. Where'd you come up with that one? Oh, shit.
Great.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's right. Woo. What's up, girl? This is great. It's like,
okay.
It's a little like,
well,
what do we gotta do?
He's over there like,
I just love how he's in the background.
I just like,
he's just waiting for them to try.
Checking the time or something like that. It's like,
that's the best part. I just love how he's kind of just waiting for him. Like, all right, what else you got? Who's coming up next? Like, it's just the best part of it all. He's just twirling around in like a circle, waiting for them to take a shot. But it's that experience level that they're showing the fight sequence.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same. They're trained by the same style, but he's the master, right? He's a master sensei of the whole thing, so they can't outdo him. Leftovers.
Love it.
What's interesting though, I gotta say, as we see the dump truck, since we got a music sequence here. So we all know how it ends. Right?
Sure, yeah.
And we all know how part 2 begins with Shredder, right? The funny thing is, how much time are they saying has elapsed between part 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Because, like, he's still in the dump, and that's how he, like, emerges from the dump.
Yeah.
You know, like, how long is he... April's living in a whole new place.
She's got a whole new place. It's fully furnished now.
Fully furnished, new job. Like, everything's, like, new. It's like, wait a minute. Has he been crawling out of the dumpster for like a year? Like, what's going on here? Ah, the rat. I love Raphael here. Oh no, sorry, Leo. That's the most like aggression Leo gave, right? I love when he just comes up. This right there was so good. I love the anger got him. You know, like he couldn't. I couldn't contain anymore. The way they all throw their weapons, so pissed off. Great little tie-in. Fools. Classic, like old school villain.
Yeah.
Again, you forget that they're kids.
Yeah.
They're 15.
Yeah.
You know, because they said 15 years ago, so they're 15 years old. They're still kids. So this showdown. Here it is, the reveal.
He's a little chill right now, man. That's real effective, man.
Good camera shot right there.
Ah.
It was almost too easy, you know, like the way Splinter got him.
Yeah. And again, I know in the UK version where they cut out the nunchuck stuff, he basically just flips over and falls out over this entire exchange isn't in there.
I love that.
Yeah.
He was just like, right, you want to let me finish my line?
Jeez, okay, well, have it your way, pal.
Trying to teach you a lesson. Casey's great line here.
Oops.
I mean, they're implying that they killed him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, that's you don't live through this. That's the funny thing. You're not living through that. I remember as kids, though, the big thing was, did you see the blood? Like, there's blood when they're crushing the helmet.
No.
You see blood? No, you know, I read the revisionist history on Monday after watching on the weekend. No, I saw blood, dude. Totally saw blood. Oh, man.
Chief's here, man. Captain's here. He's going to have
Chief Stearns.
Have a word.
And Charles here is about to have kittens.
Oh, yeah. Some bitch.
Oh, bastard. It's like
You got a scrape on him, for Christ's sake.
Yep. $20. Old school 20s.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Charles is not a bad actor. He's a believable father.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like the frustrated, believable father. I think he's a good actor. Though.
Yeah,
Like, he's a pretty good actor. Like the face he gives him. Yeah.
Dan.
He does a good job. Great. Now you need to recover.
Oh. Oh.
Big thing in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Corner office. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was
you
always
want the view.
Yeah. Always a big thing though, like
Yeah.
you got a corner office. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, he does have another line here.
Yeah.
You gotta like that, huh?
Yeah.
East Warehouse and Lairdman Island.
Yeah, Eastman and Laird.
Yeah. It's a great tie-in. Gotta love that.
Hi.
Just gonna give him time of day.
Alright, there we go. It's a fire right there.
Yeah.
I like it when you push.
Yeah, I mean, the sexual tension built up for the last hour.
Right on.
Nice. There you go. There's a lighthearted ending. Bitching. Think about that. Think about that.
That's a bit edgy.
And I remember as a kid, I didn't pick up. I was like, what did he just say? Fishing? I couldn't catch it.
Yeah, on the VHS, maybe not quite as clear.
But like bitching. Think about that.
Bitchin'.
Again, that is not common.
All right, here we go.
And boom. There's your shot. This rap was great.
Yeah.
This turtle rap.
Oh, yeah. Turtle Power.
Turtle Power, yeah. It's actually really cool. I love it.
The song actually, all the lyrics sum up the entire plot of the whole film.
It's the whole
fucking movie.
It's so true. So there's the four guys, right?
Yeah.
It's Josh Pace, Helene Sisti, Leaf Tild, and Dan Foreman. That's it. Those are the guys in the costume. I do like they got credited first. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think they did a lot of work, man. So that's pretty cool. They got first credit.
Yeah.
Brian Henson, who I think runs things now, right?
I believe so. He's a very familiar name.
Yeah. Who else we got? Raymond Serra I've seen Raymond Serra on other things. He definitely was another stuff. Yeah, there's Sam Rockwell. It's Head Thug. See, passion to pizza guy, gang member.
Yeah.
Foot messenger. Yep, and then one more somewhere here. But yeah, they all have their cameos.
Yeah.
And there's your Raphael was okay. Then Splinter. I thought Corey Feldman is not. I was like, where's
Special credit.
Probably the biggest name, one of the biggest names, honestly, in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Coming off the big boom in the 80s for him.
Oh, yeah, so much.
Did he die? Is he gone?
Haim did.
Haim died. Feldman's alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kept thinking for some reason he also died, too. I don't know why. Yeah, Haim died.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, actually.
Yeah, it's a while ago. Yeah, quick little mention for like those guys. There's that new documentary, Kid 90 on Hulu. Have you heard of this? Feldman's featured.
Yeah, Slave Moon Fry produced that.
It's all of her
I
home,
just saw that
home
the other
movies.
day.
Yeah, I started watching it, and a young Feldman's in it, and there's a lot of those.
Oh, very interesting. Our orchestrator Shirley Walker, she worked on the Batman the Animated Series and conducted the orchestras for a lot of Danny Elfman stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that she was on this.
They all end up somewhere, man. It's always interesting to watch some of these credits and to see who you recognize.
Yeah.
And the different houses that are producing what, voice castings, and...
Or you go back and watch some TV series from like the early 90s you haven't watched in a few years, like, I know that guy now.
Yeah.
It's like there's 3 or 4 people that show up.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
Is he's the stunt double?
Kino on the next film.
Yeah. He was the stunt double for Donatello?
Yep.
Wow, now that's cool. Now that
and he's pretty excellent in the second film.
He was actually very trained. I remember reading a whole story about him in not Fangora, man. One of those movie magazines from like the 90s.
Okay.
And, I can't remember which one it was. But there was a whole spread on Ernie Reyes Jr. Like his background, his history, what he's trained. He's the stunt guy. That's incredible. I never knew that. That totally. I mean, you're talking 51 weeks later. They're filming part 2 when this is released, right? Like it's already.
Oh no.
No.
Like when we were doing a commentary, me and Steve, for like Dream Child. They started filming that 2 months before they put it in theaters.
Oh crap!
That's how New Line worked to this point in time.
Jeez.
We'll take 6 months trying to figure out what script we want to go with.
That too, yeah.
Fumble around and slap the thing together in about 8 weeks to get it out in the theaters.
Wait to know if this is going to be a hit, which it was, a huge hit.
Yeah.
What's the, while we're finishing,
just over $200 million off about $13.5 million budget.
Wow.
It was the highest grossing independent film until Blair Witch Project.
Consider this, and that doesn't include all the licensing that came with that.
Oh God, the merchandise.
The merchandise for this movie was just, to this day.
Oh yeah.
To this day, the reissues and all that stuff, it keeps racking up money, man.
And it's why it's so weird where there was like a special edition Blu-ray out in Germany, but Warner Brothers, who now own all the New Line stuff, just no interest in doing anything with this. There's no bonus features on this disc. They haven't remastered it anyway.
But it's one of the most beloved franchises of all time.
I mean, this is still the best received one of all the films that have been done.
But like it's classic. It's in the lexicon of classic for people over the age of 30. I mean, this is
constantly revamped and done new animated series all over the last 30 some odd years.
That's crazy.
Just strange.
Maybe in the next few years, there'll be another one. But
I mean, hopefully with all the 4K stuff they're doing, either for UHD disc or just on services, I hope they can do something.
It's mind blowing though that like this is 30 years ago.
They did some stuff in Los Angeles, so
yeah, I saw a New York unit up there too. Yeah, there's a North Carolina, Wilmington, Burger King, Huffy Bikes, Honda, Domino's, JVC, Konami.
Macho Products.
Yeah, Macho Products. Ooh, yeah. Re-record at Golden Sound Facility. Prints by Deluxe, as always. Golden Harvest.
Yeah.
Man, what a class! To this day, it never gets old, man. It's still one of the best movies of my childhood.
And so much of it just sticks with me. It's just there's still a fondness for the second film, despite how goofy it gets.
Yeah, there's still a fondness for that one.
There's still a little bit of something in there. It's still enjoyable to a degree.
3 loses itself completely.
I mean, by 3 they didn't have Henson Studios. The
it was terrible.
Fucking terrible.
Well, even the plot was weak in 3. It didn't have much.
No, it was past its prime.
2 was a rush job in a lot of ways. But 3 is completely not even. It's just not even. You're not even in the same lexicon anymore,
No, and again, I don't even know if the cartoon's still on by what was it, 92, 90?
It was still on. I think
it was 93.
The cartoon ran 6 to 7 seasons, I want to say, so it ended at 93, 94.
It was right at the tail end, and I don't think they really picked up any new cartoons for a couple more years after that. So it kind of phased out and came back in a little bit when
Yeah, it was weird.
Maybe next generation, when the first generation grows up just a tad bit and passes it on, or they can reboot it for new audience or something. So
yeah,
but this thing still holds up really well.
Awesome to this day.
Because there's so much practicality in how they did everything.
Yeah.
So it came off so well.
I love it, man.
So, the guys, we'd like to hear so much about what you feel about the film and all the stuff we discussed on this. So, really enjoyed it. Took a long time getting to this commentary.
This was a while in the making to get to this.
We wanted to get it out for the 30th. We couldn't do that, but we got the 35th anniversary.
Yeah, I'd like to put it out there for people in the comments. Leave your feedback on what you think about this today, how it holds up to this day, how you think 2 and 3 hold up.
Yeah.
But just watching this movie from the adult eyes now compared to how you did as a kid, how do you take it as an adult? Because we talked about it right now during our commentary, but I'd love to hear what other people have to say about it.
Absolutely. So, guys, thanks so much for checking us out, and we'll be back with some other stuff eventually.
See you later.
Bye.